Satnam, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your channel for grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live. Thank you to those of you that are watching the replay, and welcome to our Virgo solar eclipse astrology, human design, and gene keys reading. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about everything that this eclipse represents, the ruling energies, what stargates, if any, this eclipse is activating, the system of the body, the chakra, the gene key, and the human design gate. And through all of these lenses, we paint a picture, and this picture gives us insight in different languages, which is one thing I love about all of these modalities, is that they're essentially all saying the same thing. They're all based off of tropical astrology, but there's different languages to say the same thing. So we get like looking at it from this perspective, and it starts to build an even bigger understanding of the energy of the eclipse. So this is why I love using all the modalities. So before we dive in, I do want to say thank you to everyone that's here live. If you are here live, make sure to say hi in the chat. I will say hi back. I love the live chat interaction. Also, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, that you share it out, and so that the algorithm can find more people that would like this content. And then also I want to invite you to download my free moon astrology guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. It enters you into my email list, and I send out a weekly moon magic report. And that report has the astrology, the horoscope for the week, and it also includes announcements and things that we are, getting ready to do. If there are any events coming up and any broadcasts coming up, it's all there. It's like the newsletter, but it includes the astrology. And I call it the Moon Magic Report because it focuses on where the moon is. And the moon is the one planet that moves the fastest. And it spends about 2.5 days in each sign. It spends about 2.5 hours in each gate or gene key. So we focus on that because the moon is the one that rules our emotions. And when we understand what the moon is doing, we understand that emotional wave that we are being influenced by from the planets. So hello, Linda. I'll say hi to everyone that is here. Hello, Linda. Welcome in. Stick and Stones, welcome. Well, that's Chris. Anastasia is here. Trina is here. Hello, Dawn. How are you? The Unseen Weave. Hello from Washington State. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. And yes, we have our last class of the Sacred Coordinates, the Map class course, mini course, happening on Tuesday, next Tuesday. And in this class, so what we've covered so far in our mini course, which is totally free, and I'm sharing this with you because we're kind of getting to the finale of it, and it's really exciting. There's replays of all the classes, so even if you missed the classes, you can still get into the class and watch the replays. And they'll be there available. Basically, you just create an account in our global community, which is held on the platform Mighty Networks. And you're able to access all the content, the community. It's a really cool space. It's like our own private Facebook. And I also share a lot of content in there as well. It's where I host all of my courses and the membership, the Starseed membership. So this last class, we are basically unveiling our new, our latest program that we designed and we're launching. And when I say we, I mean Ashley and I, who've been working together this year in the Moon Goddess training. She's been mentoring with me and also helping to mentor the goddesses in the class. And the Moon Goddess training is its own separate thing. That's like my baby. That's like where I teach everything that I've learned, including Hermetic alchemy, the ancient Atlantean initiatic path through the temples. There's meditations. There's all these, there's astrology, there's human design, there's gene key. So all of this is included in this class, which is amazing in its own. But we have felt really comfortable working together, Ashley and I. There she is. Hello. we've been feeling very comfortable. We work really well together. And so we wanted to find something to continue doing that. And this is what we came up with. The whole Sacred Coordinates, the map class, was basically geared towards giving you an understanding of what it means to know your blueprint, to know your charts, why you would want to know that information, and then what it means to actually integrate and embody the information, and then what it looks like to truly devote yourself to your own healing, to your own path, and how that can really only happen when healing for you, all the steps, all the decisions that you make have to do with dropping into your heart space, which come from knowing who you are. And when you move from that place, there is really nothing that can hold you back from, achieving that goal or that healing goal that you set for yourself, or whether it's prosperity, whether it's abundance, whether it's just healing and at your own personal level. You can achieve anything when it moves through the energy of devotion. And we had such a beautiful class of talking about what devotion is, and we shared our stories of basically how long we've been like on the path. And when I say on the path, I mean on the path of our own personal knowing of ourselves, our discovery of ourselves, and all the things that it takes, to continue working towards our own personal healing. And the stories were amazing. And also it was amazing to tune in together to the meditation that we did to tap into the heart space and to tap into that space of devotion. So definitely want to go and watch the replay if you didn't get a chance to see it. But this week we are going to reveal what we mean by living life aligned by design. And it is the name of the program that we are going to be launching. And we can't wait to share all the details. So you can come to get the details of the program, but also to get the knowing and the story behind it too. What, why we felt this was so important. So come join us. And if you are in the class, we're so happy that you're there. And it's been such a powerful experience to see all of you every week that we have gone live together. Trina says that meditation was magical. I know, it was really powerful. So let us dive into the topic of today, which is the solar eclipse that is happening on Sunday. So I'm going to share this on the screen, and this is from my book, Seasons and Stargates, which is out. You can purchase the book on my website, channelforgrace.com. And it goes through each astrological season. It gives you, I can just show you here because this is kind of a cool, you're getting the visual right here. So what it gives you is for every section, you can see how long this is. This one is the Virgo season section. It gives you the information about the qualities of Virgo, the ruling energies of Virgo every season. Also a general description of what the season represents, what system of the body, what chakra, what shadow we work with during this time. What are, who's the ruler of this Virgo energy? What are we really learning during this time? What are we really working on? What does this mean for us in our own personal lives? How to apply this into your own life and to apply it onto your own chart, which is also very cool to do. And then it goes through and lists all of the major aspects that are happening and a short description of each of those major aspects for the whole season, including stargates, when planets align with powerful fixed stars. Then it goes into a general description, like a summary of what the astrology of the month is bringing up, because each season in astrology it's different because of the specific aspects. In a general way, it's the same every year, but because of the aspects, it kind of colors the experience differently. And this is a really good example, Virgo season, because we have eclipses this season. So it's not like your regular Virgo season. It's like, this is a very powerful one. And I have been talking about how it's even more powerful because we had a 0-degree new moon, a 15-degree eclipse, and now we're going to have a 29-degree eclipse. So every piece of the entire journey from 0 to 29 is being covered, and it feels like a soul surgery, and it has to do with karmic healing because eclipses are connected to the nodes, and the nodes are connected to karma, past lives, and also the future and destiny. I go through each of the new and full moons of the season, and then you also get a tarot spread recommendation, like a suggestion for a tarot spread for each month. You get a suggestion for working with essential oils, suggestions for working with crystals, crystal magic, self-love rituals for each season, and a journal that you can do as you enter into the season to work this into your own personal life. So, and I'm writing next year's book, and I'm really excited about it, and it will always continue to get better. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. So anyways, here we go. New moon partial solar eclipse in Virgo happening at 29 degrees 5 minutes of Virgo on September 21st, 2025. There are no significant stargates, no exact stargates activating this eclipse, but it is an eclipse, and so that kind of holds up the intensity energy. Like if there was a level of intensity, this one's like, okay, it's up, it's high because it's an eclipse. It's a solar eclipse, which means it is a new moon, and it is at 29 degrees, which is the last degree of any sign. So it's like a critical degree, and definitely going to bring that intensity level up. So this specific eclipse activates the heart chakra. And in the heart chakra, we experience the emotions of love. We experience compassion. We experience grief also. There's always a high vibrational frequency of the heart chakra and a low vibrational frequency of the heart chakra. And grief is that feeling you get in your heart when you're, processing and clearing. And this is when you relate that to healing, it's like sometimes the grief is like you let go of an old you. You let go of a part of you that is essentially dying. Because remember that as we move into a solar eclipse or in any new moon, there's always the dark phase of the moon, which is that part of the month where we have to let go and release of anything that doesn't serve us so we can begin a new cycle with the moon. It's a new intention. It's a new beginning. A new seed is being planted. So leading up to it, you have to let go and release of what no longer serves you. So connect that to, the heart chakra. We may feel a lot of grief right now because we're letting go. But there is a new seed that's being planted in the heart as well, which is the other powerful side of it. The system of the body is the integumentary system, and this system is the skin. The skin is the largest organ in the body, and it protects us. It's like it's our protective shield in a way. The skin also breathes, so it interacts with the outer environment. You can think of it like, it's like a shield of protection for our physical body. Just like our auric field, lives in kind of like a bubble type thing, and it does have a boundary. And that's what we can pull. That's the most important thing from this integumentary system, is that it is a boundary. It's like, this is where the world ends and I begin in the physical time-space reality. And remember that Virgo rules the 6th house, which is the house of being here in the moment, present. It's the everyday routines. It's fully experiencing this physical reality. So this is where physically I begin and the world ends. So there's a separation. So this is about learning to set healthy boundaries. And sometimes, not sometimes, I think always, setting boundaries is the toughest part of healing. And this is because everyone has their own perspective about everything, right? Everybody's going through their own experiences. So sometimes you have to, clear your mind. You have to give yourself enough space to process. And that means that in order to do that, sometimes there needs to be like time away from people, like a hermit mode, right? Virgo is very much the hermit. Time away from people, or, time away from, like, basically like ending of relationships, if they no longer align, if they no longer fit into your story, if you have evolved yourself to a place where you don't want to go back to the way you were in the past, or you don't want to go back to the old, the negative feelings and energy that you felt in certain situations, in certain relationships, then you have to say, no, I'm going to make a boundary here, and I'm going to protect myself, because I know how important it is. Like, I need to be able to breathe too. So boundaries come in like many different forms. Like, sometimes a boundary can be just simple, such as you feel like you don't get enough time for yourself. And so you make a decision that you're going to spend more time alone, or more time with yourself, and go do things fun with yourself, because you feel like it's important for you, and it's healthy for you, and it's going to be better for everybody if you are able to give yourself a little more time, right? It could be really that simple. Now, there's other boundaries that have to be set that are much more intense to do. For example, like, this relationship's no longer, helping me, or not in a narcissistic way. And that I want to be clear about, that is that setting healthy boundaries. Okay. And when I say healthy boundaries, I mean, you have processed your need here. You know what is not, what need it is that that it's not being met. And in order for you to meet that need, in a healthy way, sometimes you need to, cut ties with people. And that is one of the hardest boundaries that you can set. I've experienced many a times where those boundaries have had to be set. And the reason it's difficult is because a lot of people, they won't understand. They won't understand. But when you're on a path of healing, you do have to separate yourself from all that, the negativity that is going to keep you from feeling like you are worthy, from feeling like you have value, from feeling like, you're strong enough, from moving, from continue to move forward. Sometimes you have to set those kind of boundaries. So think about all of that in relationship to this eclipse. And these are things that might be coming up for you in one way or another. Is I would ask myself, I would suggest asking yourself, do I set healthy boundaries for myself? Healthy boundaries. Do I know what my values are? Do I know what's important to me? How much do I stand up for myself? And I don't mean like in a fighting kind of way. I mean, how much do I stand up for myself in moments where maybe in the past I've stayed quiet when I didn't want to stay quiet. Maybe in the past I've let people basically push me around, and I don't want to do that anymore. And so whatever it is was the situation of the past is now being shifted and changed. And it's like the agreement is changing. You're changing your agreement energetically with people. And that's why it's so hard for people to understand healthy boundaries. It's because you are changing the agreement. You're saying, this is no longer going to be the way that I, give my energy away. This is no longer going to be the way that I behave. I'm changing the way that I behave because the way that I behave has been hurtful to myself. So you empower yourself, and that is where someone else who's not ready to shift with you will have like the backlash, the resistance, the pushback, the anger, all of this. It is deep. This goes deep, you guys. Plus the ruler of Virgo, the true ruler of Virgo is Chiron, and he's the wounded healer. So we're all wounded. Like, we all have freaking wounding. Now, I'm not saying that because I want you guys to focus on it. No, I'm saying that because I want us to all acknowledge that none of us on this earth are going to get away with like zero experience of wounding. And a lot of this wounding happens in childhood. And a lot of it as adults, we don't even recognize or even want to go look at, because who wants to go back and go through again, revisit or relive, difficult childhood moments. But here's the problem, is that the way to truly heal is to go back, not to just relive something, you could just re-traumatize yourself. No, that's not the goal at all. The reason to go back is because lost in time is a piece of yourself that you need to bring back home. And when you go back in time and find those lost pieces, those fragments, and you call them back home, the timeline in the present moment shifts. This is one way of changing your timeline. And it's not going back and being like, it never happened. No. It's going back and being like, I know that shit happened. I know it was difficult, but I'm going in this scenario, in this space, in this like shadow, because I know there's a piece of light in here that I need to call back home. And I'm going to bring that piece back home right now. And then you'll never be lost again. You'll never be lost again. So I will give you what you need. I'll give myself what I needed that I didn't have. And when you do that, you heal. So all of this is tied into this eclipse. This entire season has been the season where we have been doing the detailed fucking work. I was just recently watching a video. It was a Christopher Witecki video, and they were doing, I can't remember the name of the co-host, because I haven't been too much in that community. I'm new to that community, but I was watching the video. You guys probably know her name. She's the astrologer, right? And they were doing the Libra season video. And I was listening, and I listened to the beginning, and I was like, everything she was saying was like, whoa. It was really landing. And one of the things that she said was that because we had a 0-degree new moon, and then a 15-degree eclipse, and then now a 29-degree eclipse, and that covers the entire spectrum. It's like the beginning, the middle, and the end, that we felt every single degree this month to its fullness. The 0, we felt it. The 1, we felt it. The 2, we felt it. The 3, we felt it. Every single degree was like, you could not get away from it. So there's like the whole spectrum of healing that Chiron represents that has been going on for us. So if you feel overwhelmed, that's normal. Everybody's fucking overwhelmed right now. I need to share something because I wanted to do a little reel about it, and I probably will still do a reel about it. But what I want to do is, this is what I was going to do in the reel. I just had this, like, sometimes there's those like little epiphanies that come to me because that's my core wound right there. I mean, it's the city of the core wound, but the epiphany was, I was feeling the lostness and like the stress that we're all experiencing. And what came to me is the sutras for the Aquarian age. So I want to read them to you. And I'm pulling them up right now. This is what I wanted to share. The 5 sutras for the Aquarian age. Are you ready? Okay. Number 1. These were by Yogi Bhajan. The times are crazy. I don't have to tell you that. Collectively. Number 1. These 5 sutras are intended to foster a life of greater peace, awareness, and connection during this new era. 1. Recognize that the other person is you. This principle emphasizes the interconnectedness, recognizing the divine in all individuals, and understanding that we are all part of the same cosmic consciousness. Number 2, there is a way through every block. When faced with obstacles, this sutra encourages the belief that a solution or a path forward always exists. Number 3, when the time is on you, start, and the pressure will be off. This sutra advises that taking action, even when feeling pressured, can alleviate the pressure and make a task seem less daunting. Number 4, understand through compassion, or you will misunderstand the times. To truly grasp the current era, one must approach it with compassion and empathy rather than judgment or misunderstanding. And 5, vibrate the cosmos shall clear the path. The principle suggests that by choosing an intentional vibration or energy, we can communicate our desires to the universe and manifest a clear path forward. Recognize that the other person is you. There is a way through every block. When the time is on you, start, and the pressure will be off. Understand through compassion, or you will misunderstand the times. Vibrate the cosmos, and the cosmos shall clear the path. I have been wanting to say that for a while. For a few days now, it's been like, make a reel, make a reel, make a reel, because I really feel like, oh my God, the sutras, we need the sutras. So that is all tied into this energy of this eclipse. This eclipse is happening on the 46th Jinki and on the 46th gate and also on the first line. But first, let us actually talk about the astrology of the eclipse. So here's the chart. You see it on the screen. You've got the sun and the moon at 29 degrees, 5 minutes of Virgo. You've got a south node eclipse. And this is important because the south node is that space of karma. So the nodes are the ones that determine what signs, like not what signs, but like where the eclipses are happening around. Sometimes they happen like the sign before or the sign after, but the nodes are the ones that are going to tell you like that's where the eclipses are happening this year. So South Node has been in Virgo for a while. This is deep healing of the past. Conjunction with the South Node, that means that karmic things are going to be coming up for us to clear or resolve. And there's something really important about that word and that phrase, resolving karma. Resolving karma does not mean that everything's going to be like, everybody's going to have a happy ending and no happy ever after and we're friends now and we love each other and blah, blah, blah. No. And here's why. Because that kind of thing that's not how like the soul contracts work or karma works. Like think about the law of cause and effect. There is a cause to every effect. There is an effect to every cause. In a past life, you experienced something. One side of the coin. In this life, the resolution is you get to experience the other side. And there was a choice there. So the resolution is not really in the environment. The resolution is within you. Sometimes resolution is literally you just experience the other side of an experience. Sometimes the resolution is, wow, this relationship is now so much better because we've like healed it. Sometimes it is like that. Sometimes it's you have a new experience, especially if you have a right angle cross. This is a new experience. This is the cause. This is the beginning. Right? So remember that resolving karma, like it's not always going to feel good, but it's always going to feel complete. We want complete. We want concluded. We want if it's supposed to be completed, right? So karmic themes, things coming up from the past that need to be like sipped through and cleared through. What's the other important thing here? There is a grand trine. And this grand trine like continues on into the next few days because right after this, on Monday the 22nd, is the fall equinox. The sun enters Libra and it's like, what now? Like, what? You know, like, okay. It's like the door of Virgo closes behind us and we're like, now we're like, have to just move forward. Keep moving. So this is a major like climax, you know, even though it is a new moon, it feels like a climax. Definitely has climax energy, 29 degrees. That's the last degree of Virgo. And then Virgo, like, is the ruler of this degree. I'm not going to talk too much about that because I don't know that much about it yet. But apparently, this is the degree that, like, energy of Virgo actually rules. So it's very Virgo. Just take it as that. It is the ultimate Virgo energy. This grand trine, which is a grand trine with Uranus, Pluto, and the eclipse, and also, you know, Mercury's there as well. So it's a grand trine in air, and it's also got this 29 degree Virgo, which is Earth, but still within the orb. So grand trines in air, they activate the mind. And if you think about Uranus, Uranus is the higher mind. Uranus is new insight, new ideas, epiphanies, all of that. Pluto is going deep. In Aquarius is transformational. It's revolutionary change. So Uranus also represents revolution, but Pluto represents going deep into the underworld and uncovering truths, deep insights that are coming through during this moment is how I would read that. Where's Chiron? So Chiron, which is the ruler of the eclipse, is in Aries at 26 degrees, making an opposition to Mars. And Mars is at 29 degrees. So there's a third planet at 29 degrees. It's like, and it's Libra. And it's like, it's interesting because I'm tuning into something significant about Libra season that is coming the next day. But Mars holding the most powerful energy of Libra, which is the 29. The power of Libra is like infusing this moment and being like, and then we move forward, but we know where we're going. The opposition to Chiron is definitely like deep. So it can feel, I don't want to use the word volatile, but it's the word that came up for me. But it can feel like this push and pull. That's what oppositions do. They push and they pull us like, am I here? Am I there? The key always to heal any kind of opposition is to find your way to the middle path. And this brings up like how am I supposed to act? What action do I need to take moving forward? And it's going to need to be action in alignment with healing, but it's the middle path. You have to take that in between space. You can't be on either ends of the spectrum. The most powerful thing, or the most intense thing, I would say, of this eclipse is the opposition to Saturn. And it's interesting too, because Saturn usually brings in this energy of seriousness. And the 46 gene key is the shadow of seriousness. So it is making us face that shadow head on. It's like the confrontation. And this can literally cause seriousness, heavy, deep, like heavy thinking. I don't know what else could come up from this. Facing some aspect of life that maybe we feel like we can't control as much because it's like part of a structure of something. And it is essentially, it has to be, in order for us to transform or transmute, like that, what Saturn represents is you have to like break down the walls. And then sometimes you come up to this, like you hit that energy of like, well, there's a limit here. You can't break down this wall. You have to deal with the fact that you can't break this wall down. And that's what Saturn says. And that's why it's so frustrating. It's like you hit a wall and then you have to find your way around it. And yes, definitely intense. It's also opposing Neptune, which can feel like a confusion or a fog hovers over everything. And always, 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 when there are, difficult aspects with Neptune, it's like the emotional wave that we talk about in human design, that you should definitely wait until the energy feels clear again before you like jump into something. But this Neptune is also sextiling both Pluto and Uranus. So there's communication there. But there's a kite, right? There's a grand kite, and it points towards Saturn and Neptune, and they are both retrograde. So we're going through internal shifts in the way that we experience insight, the way that we experience intuition, the way that we see our spirituality. It's like we're growing up. We're maturing. We're understanding like, whoa, this is more powerful, more important than I thought. And both of those planets, when we get to the human design, which I can let me see if I can pull it up here. Both Saturn and Neptune are on the 25th gate in human design, which is the gate of, it's the gate of the spirit of the self. So it's about an innocence. It's about universal love. In the gene keys, this is the one that goes from constriction to acceptance to universal love. And that's where the kite is pointing to universal love, but shadow of constriction, right? So you've got shadow of constriction on one end. Then on the other end, you have shadow of seriousness. Though if you're experiencing seriousness and constriction, you're in the shadow frequency of that. Where you want to be is, well, I'm not saying you're going to want to be here. I'm just saying that it may be a more pleasant experience if you're in the gift, which is acceptance and delight. which turns into ecstasy and universal love. And the last two planets we haven't talked about is Jupiter and Venus. Venus is today, she actually entered into Virgo. And then the day after, I know I talked about Mars already with the opposition to Chiron, but the day after he enters Scorpio. And then he's like much stronger in Scorpio. And in Virgo, Venus is in fall position. So she doesn't feel the best. Mars is in detriment. He doesn't feel the strongest. There's a lot of retrogrades. So it feels like there is something that we are in a way kind of confronting. There's a confrontation going on for sure. There's some intense oppositions. So Chiron is also, well, Jupiter is also making a square to Chiron. And it's almost not there anymore, but it also squared to Mars. So it's like a T square. And Jupiter magnifies everything it touches. So it's like kind of, sometimes he makes everything worse. But in Cancer, he is reminding us to take care of ourselves, to nurture ourselves, to pay attention to our feelings and our emotions. And he is actually making a trine to the North Node. So I think that's like the gateway to peace, is through the heart. So now let's go and talk about the human design. So this moon is happening on the 46th gate, which is right here in the G center. It's called the gate of the determination of the self. And you see right there, it's the sun and the moon. In the gene keys, this is from seriousness to delight to ecstasy, a science of luck, and the codon ring of matter, which matters because it talks to us again about what is happening right now is very physical, and in this environment, in your environment, that's where the focus takes us. Because being in matter is spirit descends into matter. It's the whom, from ham het hum. It's the whom. It's the body. It's the anchor onto the earth. So it's very much about our physical experience. Tie that into Virgo. Virgo is literally our environment. Virgo is literally our everyday experience and routines. So all of us is connected. I'm curious about this whole science of luck thing. That's interesting. But if we go back over here real quick, before we dive into the gene keys, let's look at this. What's the G center? The G center is the center for identity. If you have it defined, you have a consistent sense of self. If you have it undefined, you have an inconsistent sense of self. And either way, whatever gates are here, they all have something about how we know who we are. In the G center is also where the magnetic monopole lives. And the magnetic monopole is essentially that thing that guides us forward in life, that just kind of, it knows the plan. Like it knows the blueprint, it knows the plan, and it's just like, we are going this way, we are going that way. Now conditioning takes us off the aligned path, and then we have to make our way back into alignment by deconditioning who we are not, by peeling the layers of the onion of who we are not, so that we can fully be who we are without anything like doling us down or watering us down. So that's interesting too, which means it's showing us a specific direction. G-center magic. That was fucking funny. The 46 gate. People who are always in the right place at the right time when they let go of their expectations. That means that this eclipse is teaching us, let go of your expectations and freaking trust. On the other end of this gate, this channel called the channel of discovery, is the 29th gate, the gate of saying yes. People with the power to commit themselves to a process without the need to know where it will take them. This means that this eclipse is like, you need to say yes, and you need to freaking trust, and you need to freaking go forward, even if you don't know exactly where you're going to land, because the yes already told you that it's in the right direction. And the yes has to absolutely be made by your authority, not your mind. Does anyone have the 29th? Because if you have the 29th, that means the channel of discovery is highlighted for you. Part of the sensing circuit, which has everything to do with you need to just have the experience. Stop trying to figure it out. Just have the experience. You will know in the end. This is the circuit that teaches us to stop being so attached to the outcome and to have so many expectations and to just literally enjoy the freaking ride. Once you're clear about making a commitment, you have to totally abandon yourself to it, releasing all expectations about its outcome. In this way, you will learn there is no such thing as failure or success, but only continual discovery. That's the lesson of the eclipse, you guys. Holy shit. 29 degrees of Virgo. That it's all about the journey and discovering everything along the way and not attaching to this or that and moving forward, trusting that you're going in the right direction because you followed your strategy and your authority. And that's what I think is so powerful through the lens of human design. So now I want to talk about, again, the gene keys, but this time I want to talk about the codon ring, because the codon ring of matter and its 4 specific gene keys program the human developmental process of incarnation from the point of conception, the 21, to the age of 21. It is through this codon ring that spirit penetrates into the world of matter and releases its true radiance. Throughout each of these cycles, the codon ring of matter and its associated gene keys play a crucial role through continued testing of the outer environment. Essentially, these gene keys are looking for constant biofeedback so that the child can orient itself in the world in a healthy manner. The 3 phases are the physical, the emotional, and the mental, and they're governed by the 46th, the 48th, the 18th gene keys respectively, whereas the 57th gene key lays down even deeper seeds of these 3 phases through the 3 trimesters during gestation. Thus, this codon ring is of huge importance at the developmental level as it governs the very infrastructure of our physical, emotional, and mental health. So the 48th or the 46th is the one that governs the physical aspect. It's our body. And our body functions here in the environment. So are you so far away from your environment that you're in your head and you literally live somewhere else all the time? Because I know I catch myself freaking doing that quite a bit, but I'm a mental projector, so like all I have is my mind. I'm just kidding. But bring yourself back here. And I mean here where you are. So let's read about This city of ecstasy. Like, yes, thank you. We'd love to. And it's literally described as the orgasmic inner world. The 46th city is one of the cities that really is challenging to put into words. Ecstasy is not a word that most people consider when they think of themselves and their own lives. And yet it is this block at the mental level that keeps you at a frequency far from ecstasy. That is the trick with these words for the cities. If you can open your heart to receive the frequencies they represent, the frequencies begin to seek you out. The Siddhic states are all a matter of magnetism. You have to expand yourself far enough to become our pole in the energy field, to be the negative pole or the attractor. This is exactly what we humans are, receiving dishes from universal frequencies. If you can expand your consciousness far enough, then the highest frequencies actually descend into you. Ecstasy is the highest frequency of the 46th gene key, and it occurs only through the heart. It is, in fact, the true nature of humanity. At this level of consciousness, which is really beyond all levels, the ecstatic realization of your true nature is so strong that it silences your mind the moment it is no longer needed. You may think it is impossible for a normal person to live in a state of ecstasy and function in the world. Not true at all. Ecstasy is your state when your mind comes to complete rest. In other words, as soon as your mind is required in the world, the ecstatic state fades into the background and your activity moves to the foreground. Then, as soon as your activity is complete, the ecstatic state returns. In this state, your mind is as silent as your life path dictates. People who manifest this city cannot go unnoticed in the world. These are the cities that can be hidden from most people's awareness. There are cities that can be hidden from most people's awareness, but the 46th city is not among them. The jacuzzi of love that swirls around these people is so tangible that it can even be felt by people of the densest frequency. If you are highly developed in your own frequency, you can physically feel such a person's aura from miles away. People who manifested this ecstatic city in the past have left this imprint in the place where they lived. Oh, even though they may have passed away hundreds of thousands of years ago. It is not that this 46th city is any more powerful than any other city, because in essence they're all the same, but that this manifestation of divine consciousness lies so close to the physical realm and emerges so strongly through the physical body. The purpose of the ring of matter is to be penetrated completely by spirit. When this occurs, ecstasy is the organic result. People who are brought into this world surrounded by the energy of delight are children who never leave the state of ecstasy. Ecstasy also comes in waves. In orgasms that travel through the noosphere or universal quantum field in which we live. Let me read that sentence from the beginning. Ecstasy also comes in waves, in orgasms that travel through the noosphere or universal quantum field in which we live. The more people who experience such orgasmic energy coursing through their higher bodies, the more our planet will be transformed. One day, very soon, entire communities around the world will experience group awakenings in this orgasmic way. The orgasmic energy will actually pass like a wave through the fractal lines of humanity. There is actually no work more important on this earth than play. When we become truly playful, we reshape the nature of our collective reality. This is the great truth of the 46th city and is its vast importance to today's modern, over-serious world. Only ecstasy can silence the mind. Only ecstasy can solve the problems of the world. Only ecstasy can lead to world peace and universal love. Those who have allowed themselves to be overcome by the 46th city are so overflowing with their own ecstasy that they rarely have been able to find words for their experience. Those who have found words have nearly always spoken in poetry, which is the language of love. Such men and women, the ecstatics, have not always found it necessary to remove themselves from the world, but have found their love within the world of ordinary life. The 46th city revels in the experience of the marketplace, the family, and the ordinariness of the world. These people do not really care what happens to them because the heart makes none of the distinctions that the mind makes. Like a swallow darting about the skies, the heart swoops down upon life, playing and delighting with every waking moment and experimenting with every conceivable experience it can find. The heart doesn't care a tick about success or failure, past or future, life or death. It knows only that it is alive and beating right now. And that realization floods the being with the sweet liquid wine of ecstasy. Your ability to attune to the ecstatic nature of your body depends upon your ability to let go of your mind and open your heart. It depends upon how grateful you feel towards existence for giving you this body and the experience of being alive. If you have felt this ecstatic feeling even once in your life, then you can recreate it. And even if you haven't felt it, you can open yourself to it. It lies within you right now. At the exact moment of your reading this, it will always remain with you, waiting quietly within the very ventricles of your physical heart. All you have to do is invite it back into your life. Boom. Dude. Wow. Ecstasy. And that's the city. So, what have we learned this Virgo season? What have we learned? This is a Virgo season that I will never forget. I'm sure you guys won't either. What have we learned? You know, if we do a really quick exploration, which can be done just by basically looking at the Seasons and Stargates book. The story that's essentially has unfolded and will complete itself on Sunday with this eclipse is from the 59th gene key to the 63rd gene key to the 46th gene key. This is also line 1, first line, which means it's fundamental, which means there's a density to it. There's a structure to it. The first line needs to feel it at the core level, at the fundamental level, so that it knows that it's real, that there's a foundation there. So we need to feel this ecstasy. We need to, the determination of this 46 gate. We need to find a foundation for it. What is the foundation for it in your life? Do you have a foundation that is going to activate it? So here's what I wrote about this eclipse. This is the channeled message. A new story is being birthed. The story of our full incarnation into this time-space reality. We are faced with a very serious conundrum. Is it truly possible to be so present that we both know our spirit and our ego? Is it possible to live in a reality where both of these aspects of ourselves coexist? The answer is yes. We just need to find the middle path. You can't always live in the clouds, and you can't always live on earth. The way you find the balance is to constantly move from seriousness to delight and back again. This is the dance we are invited into at this time, to both be the dancer and the warrior. The focus is on the self, and the solution is determination. The physical body needs just as much care as the heart, and just as much care as the mind. Somehow, we have to find a way to express this divinity in matter, and the cosmic joke is that you are already it. The fact that you are here is proof of it already. Look around. You will find the answers in your very physical environment. Be here now. That is the key. Close your eyes and feel your body. For just a moment, let go of the mind and follow your inspiration towards delight. Ultimately, you are here to experience ecstasy, and yet, if we are not truly present, we will never feel it. Today is a new day, and you need to know that you can never go back. Tomorrow will not come unless you are here today. So gather all of your determination and push your way through the mental density. Only you can do this for yourself. Whoa. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for being here tonight, for watching this video, for listening, for supporting this community. And have an amazing weekend. Happy eclipse. We will be here on Sunday to do our solar eclipse ceremony and ritual here together. We'll do an Akashic reading for the energies of the eclipse, and I'll also play music, original songs, maybe some covers. But at least it's an opportunity for us to come together in sacred space, which I always recommend on these powerful portals. So thank you, everyone, again so much. And I will see you guys all again very soon. Sat Nam.